Hello, dear Scorpio. I am Jamie Dawn, your revolutionary astrologer, bringing you your October 2021 horoscope. And I get to say a little happy birthday to some of you early degree Scorpios who will be celebrating their birthdays at the end of the month. But before we get too far ahead, let's talk about Mercury retrograding in Libra in your 12th house. We also have a new moon in Libra, so that further emphasizes the 12th house. Mars is in Libra. So there's a lot of really deep inner work that I feel is happening. Now, that's something that I know can excite you and is pretty normal for you. However, with the Mercury retrograde here, I sense that it will probably send you into researching something, trying to understand something that may have come up and out that you had no idea was even possible. It's also a good indication here that you're going to be revisiting or researching, redoing information about a certain relationship or some sort of legal matter that may have been confusing in some way, something that gives you an opportunity to look at the relationship that you might have with everything and everyone and how you merge with them, because that's that 12th house, which is really about the merging of everything. It is also considered the house of isolation and retreat. So this could have you going really deep inside and investigating why something happened, maybe something out of your control, or understanding, trying to get some better traction understanding as to why or what could be helping you move forward with something that has shifted for you in your life. And this being in Libra has a lot to do with the relationship standpoint, but negotiating. And also because we're dealing with the subconscious and the things that are hidden, the things we don't even know about, it's possible that something from the past has come back that you didn't even see coming. You weren't even prepared for it. And I would venture to say that with Libra, with the new moon here on October 6th, that you're also going to find a renewal or a rejuvenation of something that you've been passionate about that maybe you just didn't have the answer for, and that now it can come up and out. This also can be where you are signing papers, even though I realize Mercury is retrograde, but this is to sign something that needs to be finalized and put to the past so that you can emerge in a whole new way when the Sun and Mars moves into your sign on the first house at the end of the month. But before then, what you're doing, you're setting yourself up so that you have this wonderful opportunity to clean out any muck and mire that just holds you back from truly being authentic, from allowing yourself to trust yourself, maybe allowing yourself to trust spirit. Some of you are going to be driven deep inside where you may isolate yourself. You may retreat, especially during this new moon, where you may find that all that mental activity being stirred up with Mercury there, and then the Sun energizing it with the moon of saying, you know what, something just doesn't feel as good as I want it to. How do I deal with this? 12th house has a lot to do with mental health as well, or institutions. And so you may find that you are dealing with some form of institutionalized work. And maybe you work in that industry that it really shows up in a different way. Maybe some of the clientele that you work with, you're taking on a new role and you're ready to make this change. And with Mars sitting here, it's fueling this passion of saying, I've been through something pretty deep and meaningful. I want to make sure that others also receive the benefits of what I've experienced. There is so much activity here for you as well when it comes to getting your life back. That's what I hear. Some of you Scorpios feel as though maybe life has been kind of tossing you about and it hasn't been on your terms, and that's not okay. Now, Venus has been in your sign and she moves into Sagittarius on the 7th, which is right after this new moon. Pluto, your new ruler, your modern ruler, is also moving direct on this day in your 2nd and 3rd house. So this is telling me that there's going to be some new form of way in which you view yourself after you've done this really good research, deep work for yourself, how you view yourself and value yourself. Like, what do I deserve? Why do I deserve it? What relationships, because again, more Libra energy, what relationships are beneficial to my value. Or maybe it's the income that you receive. Some of you may be finding a new source of income and you're ready to share it. You're ready to communicate it. Maybe you're ready to free up your mind and you find that information really is power here with Pluto sitting in your third house. And so you may gather more information to be able to share with others in a way that just says, I deserve to be here. I deserve to do this. And also, I would say that when we're looking at it from a relationship standpoint, if you're single, you may find a little extra boost of energy to be able to maybe put yourself on the online dating apps or connect with friends or let your friends and family set you up with someone. If you're bonded, this gives you a chance to communicate with your partner. Hey, I may have had to transform myself. I may have had to let go of certain things of the past, but now I'm ready to show up clearly and with a way that shows you I'm committed, and I'm going to talk about it and I'm going to share it. And maybe there is some other information that comes to light over the next couple of weeks that allows you to take on a more lighthearted attitude. We have Saturn moving direct, station going direct on October 11th. This is in your fourth house. Some of you may have felt like you've been restricted in your home, or that there's been certain things that just haven't shown up for you to feel really at home in your environment, maybe in yourself or in the work. And with Saturn moving direct, now you get to see some of the fruits of your labor. You get to see some of the payoff of being forced, and I'm sure in some ways, to either stay at home, work from home. We're dealing with pandemic, but also it may be you've been forced to look at something from your past that now has resolution and you can start to move forward again. I would offer, Scorpio, that this month of October gives you forward movement after you've done some deeper healing and deeper work. Now, Venus will sextile Saturn October 13th, energizing your second and fourth house. This further tells me that your increased need for connection and relationship and a sense of belonging to something bigger than yourself is active here. And it has a lot of influence around what you value for your home or for your psychological foundation. And so you may find that the work that you do or the people you surround yourself with, the tangible physical nature in which your environment is made up of, it is a reflection of your truest self. Intimacy, trust, safety, emotional bonding, all of those things are really important. And so the people in which provide that for you and give you opportunities to share that with them, those are the ones that have staying power. And the ones that don't, I feel, may make their exit around the full moon, which happens to be October 20th. Before we get to that full moon, though, Mercury will station direct and Mars and Jupiter make a trine and Jupiter goes direct on October 18th. This is going to energize your first and fifth house. You should find that around this time that you suddenly get opportunity to feel like things are finally moving forward. You get to play, you get some, this is your pleasure house and how you show up. And you may find that you get an opportunity to be able to finally be free of anything that has bound you over the last few weeks or months even, and that now you can communicate it. Now you can, it's just like you have this opportunity to take a big deep breath and just exhale. And I would say too that any unfounded fears you might have, this gives you a chance to be able to go, wait a minute, let me bring some lightheartedness into it, talk about it, bond a little deeper with someone so that I can really find great pleasure in the things that I do. I would also say that because this leads up to a full moon, and the full moon is going to be in your 12th and 6th house, this is going to be a chance for you to truly let go of bad habits, addictions, anything that has been detrimental to your health. If there has been some mental stresses, maybe there is mental health issues that you've been dealing with, then now you have a chance to be able to, when I say let go, it doesn't mean you get rid of it per se, but you may have an opportunity to be able to get some solution, that you get a routine in place. Maybe there's medication involved. Maybe there's a professional that you talk to on a regular basis that can help you dive deeper into the core of who you are, bring it out, and then integrate it. Because if anybody understands the shadow, it's Scorpio. And it's not because you necessarily push it away, but it's so that it can come up and be integrated. And you can learn how to come to wholeness and loving every part of yourself, the good, the bad, the ugly, all of that. This also does have an indication that there could be a particular issue around your health that needs to be refined. And so if you have been dealing with any sort of health issue physically, that you have an opportunity to have courage and passion to say, I really am going to let go of that addiction or that bad habit so that I can start forming something new. And this can give you a chance to bond deeper with some of the people that are meaningful for you. There's also an indication here that some of you may leave your current job, because sixth house has to do with coworkers, daily routines. And so if you are working on a regular basis, you may decide after all that deep soul work that the job you have just doesn't bring meaning. It doesn't value you the way that you feel you need. And it's not giving you the passion and meaningfulness that you really want. And so you may decide at this time, start looking for another job. Maybe you've put your notice in and you're finally leaving, but it does feel like something gets wrapped up around this time for you on your daily routines. The sun moves into your sign October 23rd. So your first house gets energized. And then a week later, when Mars moves into your first house, it's a double whammy of this beautiful push, this desire, this fuel, this fire, if you will, that moves into your home of how your persona is, right? How you show up in the world. You want to show up as having strength and stamina and emotional depth, that you can be trusted. And that's the other thing, is that you're going to look around and say, who can I trust? And loyalty will be rewarded. And I would also say that you'll draw to you those who are stable, those who you know you can trust, those who can offer confirmation of some of that deep intuitive knowing that you have. And it allows you to also find intimacy, whether it's with the work or the people or with yourself. And with Mars moving into your sign at the end of the month, you're going to be motivated by trust. I think that's going to be the biggest issue that you'll work with, whether it's healing trust issues or it is, I'm going to date and I'm going to see how I can trust myself to choose the right partner. Or it may be trusting your partner if you're bonded and saying, you know what, I do trust you. And let's talk about some of those more difficult issues now, because I know that we can walk through it, that we can have conflict, and it doesn't mean the end of the relationship. So, Scorpio, big theme for this month is about really wholly integrating every part of you, finding some healing, some relief, as well as giving yourself permission to trust yourself and to be okay if somebody has betrayed you, that you, I don't want to say cut them out, but you do have that conversation with them to say, this is not right for me anymore. I wish you well. Let's part ways. All right, Scorpio, I hope this helps. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, and look forward to connecting with you. Find me at jamiedawn.com. Take care.